Tiki, and I'm here with my fellow friend Axel. Say what's up.
So,
Alright, and today we're going to be speaking on death by a thousand cuts. Not to break it down, because a lot of people may be like, whoa, the hell is that? Alright, death by a thousand cuts is where you are slowly becoming a worse version of yourself with untreated wounds, whether it's physically or mentally. So, for example, I was talking to Axel about this earlier, right, not that long ago, and I talked to him about how when Kevin Durant, he got injured the first time in the finals, or I think playoffs or something like that. He got injured, right, and then he came back to play. Yeah, he came back to play, and I think he messed up his Achilles, just because he tried to push through it, and
actually, wait, isn't it? Wasn't it? He like basically he didn't tear his ACL yet. He injured himself. I think it was like a light like sprain, but then like after they told him he shouldn't play, he just kept playing and tore it, even like just completely tore his ACL after that.
yeah, exactly. So the point of that is he didn't take care of himself. He just kept playing, and that's partly because of the pressure. That's partly because of the pressure. You know, he never really tried to take care of himself. That's because of the fans, because of the team, in my opinion. It was a lot of pressure on him. And you know, when you're like an all-star or superstar, all that pressure's on you to like, oh, you gotta keep playing, play through it. Oh, Kobe did it. Oh, Jordan did it. So now you gotta do it. Like, no, like that's I don't think that's fair. Yeah, I don't think that's fair. That's not really supportive. If you were really supportive, you'd be like, all right, take a break. Like you can't be playing like this because you're gonna get hurt way worse, right? And this could be translated to like normal everyday life. Let's say from a very young age, right? You've been like traumatized, right? Let's just say you got cheated on, right? And then now you're like, oh, it's DTB. I don't trust no female, right? The way how that could give you death by a thousand cuts is you're slowly suffering more and more and more from that thought that you have. You're slowly dying. Well, not slowly dying. You're slowly suffering from that thought that you have about females, you know, not being trustworthy and stuff. When even though there are females that are trustworthy, definitely, it's just from your experience as a very young kid, you didn't really, you know, you just ran into the wrong types of females. You know, you ran into the immature ones, but that changed your view on all females. And then over time, that makes you just seem like an asshole. People gonna be like, yo, like, what's wrong with you? Like you're being rude and stuff. They're like, oh, then you're gonna be like, oh, I don't like females. Nah. And then when they ask you why, you bring up that memory that happened to you years ago. You as a kid getting cheated on, which is understandable. I'm not saying it's valid or not. What I'm saying is it's understandable for why you feel that way. However, it needs to be treated. Those experiences, like that pain that you feel, it needs to be treated. If you leave that wound open for too long, you will bleed out to death, and that's a fact, whether it's mentally or physically, right? If I suffer from depression and I never heal from it, chances are there's a 100% chance I would slowly die. It may not be a fast death, you know, I may not overdose, but I may just die because like my brain is just being depleted. My brain cells are being depleted. I can't think properly. I'm sleeping all day. I'm smoking. I'm doing this or that. Like I can't really focus. You know, that's what would happen to me, or probably anybody if they were extremely depressed over time without healing it. You know, so I strongly believe if you're going through something, you should handle it as soon as you can, as soon as possible. Fix that issue to improve your life. Never let the pain linger, because the more lazy you get, the more you just let it hurt you more, and then you end up procrastinating on that, which is extremely messed up. When it comes to mental health and physical health, you shouldn't procrastinate on making yourself better. You shouldn't. I can understand why, because I've been there, I've done that, but it's not valid. That's the point. So, Axel, what do you think?
I mean, I would agree. Basically, like, if you were to be hurt and like to add on what you said earlier, to like keep pushing through pains, keeping the wound open would just make it even worse. Like just going through the pain and trying to push forward is basically like rubbing salt on the wound. And you'll just end up even more hurt. So it's just not worth it to just push through that pain.
And I think what you mean by push through is like you you shouldn't just try to ignore it. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna fight this pain, but like they don't really know like how to do it. They think fighting pain is just ignoring it with happiness. Like it's like, okay, let's say someone's spamming your phone, right?
Mhm.
In order to avoid that, you go on YouTube or something, right? You go on something to entertain you from what's going on. But at the end of the day, that person is still spamming your phone. So you being on YouTube and stuff, that's not gonna change the fact that they're still spamming. So how would you handle that? Well, you would block them. It depends on the person, but let's say on average it's some dude that you don't like, some girl you don't like, and they're spamming you, and you don't like that. You would block them. Either you would tell them to stop, or you would block them. But most cases you would block them. Translating that to real life, if you have an issue going on, you can't just like avoid that. You can't just ignore it because that's still gonna exist. It's never gonna go away because you're like acting like it's there, and then I mean you're acting like it's not there, which is puts you in a unaware point of denial. Now it's like, oh no, I'm not depressed, I'm happy. But whenever you're alone in the dark, that's when you start crying and stuff. But no, inside you may still be depressed because you never really worked on it. That's why you should never leave your wounds untreated. Always take care of your wounds before they become infected, and then they become a menace to your way of existence, literally. You may have a gash in your arm, and it might be fine at first, it may be a paper cut, and then it gets infected. And then somehow you get COVID. Like, somehow. Bro, how did you swim in lava? Okay. Anyways. Bottom line is, never hesitate to take care of your wounds. Don't let your wounds stay untreated, or else you will slowly suffer. You may not die, obviously, but you will live a not so happy life because you're not taking care of your responsibilities that you need to take care of in order to become the best version of you.
Basically, like before when you said like, oh, like the part about the friend texting you over and over again, trying to like get into your head, and like you changed it by like going to YouTube. Like I had an example of that happen to me once. Like basically, I had like some annoying person keep on texting me, trying to annoy me, and like ruin my life. And I try to like I was really like depressed over that because like that person had a lot of like dirt on me, and like it was really pissing me off. And then basically, in order to like forget, like I try to forget about it. I didn't even try to like handle it. I just try to forget about it. So I like hung out with some friends, went to like an arcade, played a whole day, and then like I just try to make the moment like happy for myself. And then little did I realize once I go home, like that person is still like sending stuff about me to other people, talking a lot of smack behind me. It's just ruining my life even more. At the moment I'll feel happy, but after that the pain is just still gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I feel like you could temporarily like put that pain away like temporarily, but like in the end it's still gonna be there unless you like properly deal with it.
And that's a fact. So just like with the example you listed, if you continue to act like it didn't exist, it would make you suffer more and more and more, and then chances are your reputation would just be ruined if you care about it. And then people would see you as a bad guy, and then people don't trust you, and so much stuff could happen from that. But that also could be because of false accusations. But that could be a different conversation. But the point of this conversation is take care of your wounds. Don't let it stay untreated, or else you will suffer the consequences of it in due time. And to restate the example that I listed, if someone is spamming your phone, block them. Especially if you're not comfortable with it, block them. Don't try to waste any more time because clearly they know what they're doing when they're spamming your phone, and you're not comfortable with that. So you should do what's necessary and block them respectfully. It's not that you don't like that person, it's just you don't like what they're doing. No hard feelings, but I don't got time for that. I'm trying to be the best version of me. I don't got time to deal with this BS. Bottom line, you know what I mean?
Lock it all away, just put it all away. You don't gotta even worry about it no more.
Exactly. Like, for example, for me, there was a point in time where when I was younger in like middle school, I was in a state of, I guess you could say a state of depression. I guess I don't really know if I consider that, but you could say it like that, right? And the way how I handled it, I put the blame on other people. And this was before I learned how to take accountability and analyze the whole situations, full stories, etc. So I blamed other people for why I was sad. I'll be like, oh, I'm sad because of her. I'm sad because of this. I'm sad because of that. And then over time, I'm not really taking care of my wounds when I do that. I'm just trying to make myself feel better and be like, oh, it's not you. It's cool. It's not you. It's not you. But I knew deep down that wasn't the truth. I just tried to find a reason to cover the truth. I wanted to find a lie to hide the truth. And that's what I tried to do to make me feel comfortable, which didn't work, obviously, because I was still sad. And then I was like, you know what? I gotta boss up. I can't live like this forever. Then I learned how to take accountability for things. I looked into situations that I was involved in, and I was like, you know what? It was my fault for this. I was wrong. I could have did better. And yeah, I try my best not to blame people. Sometimes I might do it like without realizing that I do it. Then I catch myself. I'm like, whoa, hold on. It's not their fault. It's my fault. And that's just me taking accountability. So, moral of the story is, if I did not take accountability for myself, which led to me healing and just becoming a stronger person mentally and physically, I would not be here right now. And I don't know where I'd be, honestly. Probably not somewhere good. But yes. I'm gonna repeat.
I wouldn't say not somewhere good. I'd probably say like something completely different, like to like the place you are now.
Yeah, exactly. Completely different. I might be in like an insane asylum.
You're gonna end up like in jail or yeah, you can tell like you're gonna end up in a jail.
No, I'm not saying I'm gonna end up in jail. I might. Okay, what I mean, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than like a physical place. It could be like an insane asylum, but I also mean like a mental place. Like I may not be in a good mental space. So it's like it's more like a philosophical type of term. But anyways, do not, and I repeat, do not let your wounds remain untreated. Take care of your wounds before they become infected, and then now your life is even more danger. You wish to add anything else before I end the video?
Basically I'd say like don't try to like hide the pain, just deal with it, because in the end, even if you just like try to change some of the circumstances, the pain will still be there. And you can't like really like deal with it. You have to like deal with it and like get rid of it.
Oh yeah, and another thing, now that you mentioned that, right? I understand for everybody, especially when you're young, you don't want to accept the fact that life is harsh. You may not want to accept the fact that life is cruel. You know, life is unfair. A lot of bad things, and I mean horrible things, happen every day. And I'm blessed that I'm not suffering from that. You know, there's people in different countries that aren't even able to have their voice for their opinions, for their rights. You know, they get killed for saying how they feel, for what they think about. And thank God that I'm able to even have this platform. You know, so life is hard, I know, but you can't just act like, oh, everything's gonna be better. Oh, let's drink, let's party. No. Because what that is doing, that's temporarily just blocking out what's going on. That's how people become addicted to drugs and partying all the time, because it hides the pain. Whenever they feel the pain, whenever they feel stressed, why do you think whenever some people feel stressed, they smoke? Because it instantly, well, not instantly, but it helps them block that out. It helps them feel more relaxed. That's why people smoke most of the time. However, you take away that cigarette or whatever, now they're like craving for it. Now they have to sit with that stress. Now they have to sit with that pain. But that's okay, because you're supposed to. That's how you develop into becoming a better person. You have to sit with your pain and let it develop you. Not that you should let it beat you up, but like you should. There's so many things you can do with it, but that's for another conversation. But right now, you need to own up to what you're going through. Take accountability if you're able to, and meditate on it, and then really say to yourself, I'm not gonna let this affect me. I'm not gonna let this beat me up so I can't improve myself, my life. No, because I still wanna I still want to take care of my friends, my family. So you know what? Even if I feel sad today, I'm still gonna try to get money to take care of my parents. Boom. That right there is discipline, and that's beautiful. If a lot of people could have that, then this world would probably be a 1% better place. But unfortunately not. Bottom line is, do not let your wounds remain untreated. And what else could you even say to that? Life is hard, but you have to keep fighting. The most important part, life will be hard. Life is going to kick you down so many times, but you got to keep pushing. You have to keep going. There's going to be a point in life where no one's going to hold your hand anymore, and you got to do it on your own. And that's
when
just,
you get older, when you're young, you think like everything's easy, but once you get older, it's just more stressful. You're on your own in this world.
yeah, it's like a lot of these youngins, they take it for granted about their parents. They will, oh yeah, I don't gotta respect my parents. I don't gotta do this. I don't gotta do that. They want me to clean my room. No, I don't. And then when they're not in your life anymore, that's when you're like, oh no, I miss my mom. I miss my dad. But when they were in your life, you didn't appreciate them. So why do you miss them now? And then that's gonna make you feel like crap. So that's why you should not let these things get over your head. Death is inevitable in most situations. You know, unless you're an anime character and you're immortal, you got plot armor. But death is inevitable. So you got to make your life the best that you can make it, and however way you want. But drugs is not the way to make your life better. It gives you temporary happiness, but that doesn't make your life better. That just like kind of numbs what you're experiencing if you're using drugs in that type of way. Because there's people that use drugs, you know, for coping, and there's people that use it because it's fun. So it's kind of a different situation. However, you need to take accountability and not let these things beat you up. You have to improve in your life. That's the only way to have a best life. You have to improve and become the best version of you, and that's when you feel so relaxed. When you get that paycheck, you get to move your loved ones out of the hood. You get to do so many things for them. You could take them out to eat. You're gonna be like, oh nah, I got this on me. You know how good that feels to say, I'll cover the bill? That feels amazing. But how you gonna reach that point if you never work on yourself? So bottom line is, I know I said this a million times already, do not leave your wounds untreated. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Not in a selfish way. Like in the video that I talked about it, I think like the last video, no, the second to last video I talked about it. Have self-love, and that helps you recover from those 1,000 cuts that you received. If you don't know how to love yourself, and you don't know how to have the best life that you would wish to have, and how you want to achieve that, and how to improve your life every day, you're gonna slowly die from 1,000 cuts, especially with untreated pain, mainly untreated pain. So that's that. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, etc., etc., if you leave it in the comment section. It's been Tiki and Axel, and I'm out. Peace.